Good morning, my dear brothers. Welcome back to our biomedical ethics class. Today we shall learn something about consent of the donor or the legal guardian. Okay? Consent is a main ethical question related to cadaveric organ donation and transplantation also. The Catholic Church says that organs and tissues may be removed from a deceased or so-called dead person who has donated them verbally or in writing, or in the absence of such clear expression of the deceased person's will, with the permission of the family or so-called the legal guardians. As I said in our earlier classes, the consent is very important. The consent of the individual, of the person, is very much important in our moral theology and biomedical ethics class. Consent would mean many things, like you are respecting the person's his choice, his dignity, his freedom, okay, his will, his desire. Consent has got a lot to do. We can't just do as we want. No, we cannot do that. Okay, we can't do that. Consent is very much important in all the cases, especially during transplantation and implantation of the organs. Okay. So, further, the Church notes that even in the face of a clear expression by the deceased of the intent to donate organs at death, Catholic facilities. Now, what do you mean by Catholic facilities? What do you mean by Catholic facilities? Suppose I am sick, at the deathbed, at point of death, what do you do usually? We call the pastor, we call the parish priest, and we give him the last sacrament called anointing of the sick. Or the person is already dead, what do you do? Still, we call the parish priest, we call the priest to to make a prayer, or to give you a short, reflection over life after death, or the resurrection, or the also you can console the family who are at sorrow. The priests are there, they come and console. Don't worry, we are with you, and we pray that he may reach, the deceased person may reach heaven. He may be finding place along with Jesus in heaven. That is what we believe, and we console people, the deceased people, the family. Okay. Sometimes, usually, when I want to donate my organs, I leave it in writing. I leave it in writing, give it to my family. Also, I will give one copy to the medical organ center or the hospital. Or in case I have not written, but I have expressed my desire before my death, I have expressed my free will desire to donate my things to someone or particular hospital. Sure, that parents are, it is their responsibility, or the guardians who are in charge, it is their responsibility to inform that my brother or whoever, he has expressed his will, he had a desire to donate his organs, to this particular hospital or to this particular family. They are the legal guardians at the end. However, as I said, at the point of death or after death, we, the Catholic priest in charge, in the parish, or whenever people come and ask for last sacrament, we shall not deny them, or we shall not escape, saying I have this work, that work. We are ordained as a priest to exercise our duties, our obligations, mainly the sacraments. Okay, when people come and approach you for the last sacrament, we shall be available and keep away our personal work, and available to the family and the deceased family. Okay. That is with regard to a consent of the donor or the legal guardian. Either it should be written and entrusted, or if he has not written anything in a paper, at least there should be his desire, that he expressed already while he was alive. Or he has not written, neither expressed, but then the guardians or the so-called the parents, they desire and they will and they wish that his organs be donated to a particular research college or a particular family. Sure, they have the freedom. Nobody can question or delimit the freedom or the rights of the parents, of the guardians of the deceased person. Okay, this is with regard to consent of the donor or a legal guardian. Now, ethical issues connected with the recipient. There are some ethical issues connected with the person, one who receives the organs. Okay. There are certain diseases which affect the functions of human organs. Okay, and eventually lead to the death of patient. Patients with organ failures can go different types of treatment. Other treatments should be made available whether or not the patient opts to take part in organ or tissue replacement. No, there are other means also today and treatment available, the modern science, without going for operation, without going for transplantation. Okay. So it doesn't mean, suppose when one of my organ is failure or doesn't function, there must be some other options. Not that only the what you call transplantation is the only remedy to cure. No, there must be some other options also to prolong your life. No, in that case, the patients, they have the right, and the recipient, one who want to receive, surely can postpone. You can postpone the transplantation, or you can what you call deny for the timing till you can adjust and cope up with other medicine, other natural medicine, homeopathic or Ayurvedic, whatever. There are different ways of treating the same sickness. Some people take paracetamol, immediately effect. Some people take other natural. They take hot water with the ginger, the garlic, for throat-ache. There are other remedies also. I mean, other possibilities of treating your sickness. So transplantation is not a only remedy or source of healing your organs, but there are also other, but it may not be exact equal as transplantation. So here, ethical issues, what they say is, when things are not there, you can still postpone, wait for some other treatment or go for some other method so that you can pull your life for few more years. Okay, those who are not affordable, what you do? They have to pay huge amount of money at the hospital. Even one who donates the organ, suppose they have to pay, I don't have money, what I will do in this case? So I have by all means I have to deny the what you call transplantation and look for other options, other possibilities where I can still improve my health or still prolong my life. Okay. The general principle is that transplantation should be at last resort done out of urgency. Some people they do just for the sake of let me also go and try. Actually, it doesn't have to do it. There is no need for it. There is no necessity. But there are people very curious, and they are so much interested in doing. A lot of people. You take Michael Jackson. How many times and how many types of plastic surgery he has done over his face. At the end, how old he was died. When he died, how old he was? 40s, I think he was 45 or 48. I'm not sure. He had plenty of money, and many plastic surgeries. That is what the reports say. Only on his face. We don't know what he has done over his body and internal organs, that we don't know. But only on his facial, he has done many plastic surgeries. At the end, the result is he was not able to survive. Well, he was also taking drugs. That is what the news and media say. We don't know if it is true. Okay. So people, they're mad after this kind of things. Surgeries and transplantation, even when it is not necessary. Your ethical issue is only when it is necessary. Urgency, by all means you have to do it. Sure, then you have to go for. If there are other means, other methods that you could survive without transplantation, sure, you have to go for it. You have to go for it. Okay. Because now, as I said other day in our class, the donors are few. The people who are waiting recipients are more day by day. Day by day. That is the reason we will deal again. That is the reason why they go for animal transplantation, xenograft or xeno transplantation, because the donors are few, but the demand is more. So they naturally and the cost is very low. When in the case of animal, a pig, how much it will cost pig? You take a small pig and 5,000, 10,000 you pay, that belongs to you. Whereas human organ is very costly. Human organ is very costly. So people, they go for low low cost the transplantation or a low cost organ that is from the animal. So ethical issue that says that only when it is necessary at the cost of any emergency, okay, you can do the transplantation. Otherwise, no, simply for the sake of, just for the sake of, since somebody said, I'm going, no, there is no urgency in your body condition is okay, you are able to live, but still, you just want to give a trial. You say, I want to give you a trial, I want to give you a test, I want just check how it is, after transplanting. This is some people are fashioned and made after, even as you said, the case of Michael Jackson, who went after his plastic surgery over his face many times. Another point is that there should be a proportionate relation between physical risk to the donor and the good for the recipient. There should be proportionate. One who donates, his life should be safe. Also, one who receives the organ from that donor, his life also should be safe and sound. If there is any risk of even anyone, we shall not go for the transplantation. That is what the ethics and what you call ethical issues connected with the recipient, one who receives it says. Suppose I receive the organ, I find comfortable, I find okay, my health is okay, things are functioning. But one who gave, his life is in question mark. No, that cannot be. It should be proportionate, it should be balanced, both the donor as well as the recipient. That is very important with connected to the ethical norm and rules. Okay. The risk in donation as an act of charity is to be proportionate to the good resulting for the recipient. That is what CCC says. Now, what is CCC? Catechism of the Catholic Church, number 2296. It says that organ transplants conform with the moral law and can be meritorious. The physical or psychological dangers and risks incurred by the donor are proportionate to the good sought for the recipient. It is morally inadmissible. No, I have underlined there. It is morally inadmissible, not permitted or not permissible, directly to bring about the disabling mutilation or death of human being, even in order to delay the death of other person. Is very important. As I said, there should be proportionate, there should be balance between one who gives and one who receives. There is some risk, some problem with one, even immediately we have to stop and look for other alternatives. Okay, that is what the church teaches. The general principle that surgery cannot be carried out without the consent of the person to be operated upon is equally applicable to the organ transplantation as well. It is very important. As I said, consent, the permission of the person, one who gives, is very much important. Anything you do against him, you are violating his human rights. You are violating the human law. It is very basic of his dignity. So consent, his permission is very much important in organ transplantation or in organ donation. Recipients also should give their consent for the operation. As I said, some people are forced, threatened. If you don't give, I will finish your family. If you don't give, I will stop giving, stop helping your family. I may remove your son or your daughter from my office, from the job. You threaten the family, the parents. Then out of fear, out of force, out of threat for life, they come forward and they give. That's what happening today. The physician should inform the donor and the recipient in an honest, appropriate and comprehensible manner of the possible risk of the organ donation and transplantation. Now these days what happens, the physician calls and your blood group is matching with the other, the recipient, your organ is okay, you can transfer, you get the money, etc. But then he will never say what would be the risk in the future, not immediately, in the future. And sometimes they may explain in the medical terms that which you don't understand. They don't understand. You go for downloading some applications or some software. They have terms and conditions. Some 5-6 pages. They have terms and conditions 5-6. We have no time to read. What you want to do is we want just download and what you call Then comes the real problem. Suppose now these days lot of application and apps are prohibited from other countries. India. They say they are stealing our privacy. Whatever numbers I am feeding in the app, or whatever data, my name, my age, my address, locality, everything, or even the bank details. Sometimes I save my password, sometimes I save my bank account number, etc. What they do, these apps, indirectly, they take and they misuse it. They take and they misuse it. No, terms and conditions we don't read sometimes. No, it is there. You take Google, you take Facebook, any application they have terms and conditions, regulations they have, but we don't read everything. We have no time on who wants. We want to just download and what make use of the application. But in the course of time, what they do, they take your they take your personal details, personal data, your privacy, touching your privacy, and they misuse it. At the end you say, my bank balance, every day I receive an SMS, today we have withdrawn 1,000 rupees. Sorry, I am at home, my card is at my hand, but who has withdrawn my money? Already they are doing hackers, so-called hackers, online hackers, with using modern technology and science, they can sit anywhere and take your money. So what I want to say is, sometimes the physicians, they explain in such a way, the patient, neither donor or recipient, they will not. And what they want is, they want to donate, or other one what he wants is, he want to receive. They don't know the risk behind. They don't know the risk behind. Even the physicians, they are advised to speak to them, advise them, and to be honest. When they do this kind of surgery, transplantation, they should be straightforward. Openly they have to say, these are the benefits we are going to receive, and these are the risks. Not immediately, maybe a year after, maybe years of 5 or 10. We don't know. Only the physician will know, because he knows the condition of the heart, how far it is good and healthy and functioning. After replacing, will it match exactly, or there will be some symptoms or some infections? Only the physician would know. So when he denies, when he covers all this truth, then there's a problem. Who is the victim at the end? The one who receives, also one who gives. Both are having problem. So the physician is asked to be honest, before the surgery, before the transplantation. Okay. According to the Catholic perspective, patients should be treated equally. Again, the question of equality. Equally when being admitted to transplant programs, the transplanted organ center. There should be no unjust discrimination on the basis of social factors. We have said earlier, you can't treat the patient because he is coming from poor family, he does not know English, he doesn't dress well, he doesn't come with a coat and suit and tie. No, we can't give him one medicine. The one who comes with a coat and suit and tie speaks English, we can't give him the best. All should be treated equally. There should be no unjust discrimination on the basis of social factors, such as inability to pay. There are people who are not able to pay the full amount. Mental illness, there are sometimes people who are with the mental sickness, they're able to express clearly. Of course, they have guardians, parents who are there accompanying always. So by seeing the mentally disordered, we can't reduce your quantity and quality of the treatment. Okay, or misuse of substance. Lack of family support, lack of education, as I said, then advanced age people, those who elderly, those who go, sometimes how the doctors they treat, they don't even give respect. They ask and they give anything. They may be saying so many things, but they give one medicine and please go home, and they believe that this medicine will work for all the sickness that they have described or they narrated to the doctor. No, it happens sometime. Only clinical factors such as urgency, need, and ability to benefit should be taken into account. Okay, that's what I have made it short with the point ethical issues connected with the recipient. Okay, when I give notes, I may add a few more examples and you can understand and follow easily. Okay, good. We shall go to our next topic. Xenotransplantation. I don't know. Somebody could read. Bala could read louder.
Xenotransplantation refers to the practice of transplanting, implanting, or infusing living cells, tissues, or organs from one species to another.
Yeah, good. As I said in our the 4 types of transplantation, the 4th one was xenograft. Xenograft or xenotransplantation. Now, the concept of cross species, that is animals to human, mostly refer to pig to human. You see in the picture, pig's organs are resembled to be transplanted in human body. So the concept of cross species pig to human transplantation is known as xenotransplantation. Okay, and the transplanted organs or tissues are called xenograft. Okay, the transplanted organs or tissues, they are known as xenograft. Xenotransplantation is any procedure that involves the transplantation, implantation or infusion into a human recipient of either live cells, tissues or an organ from non-human animal source. Okay, it could be live cells, tissues or any organs from non-human being source. Okay, mostly it is referred with pig. Okay, the human body fluids, cells, tissues, etc. This also can be what you call taken from the animal, could be placed. The development of xenotransplantation is in part driven by the fact that the demand for human organs for clinical transplantation far exceeds the supply. Now, as I said, especially in US and populated countries, the recipients are more. There's a lot of sickness and things are not functioning. Body organs not functioning. So we are need of replacing our organ. But the one who gives, the donor, they are not willing. Sometimes they are not available, or the same the match group is not seen. So we have to naturally wait. As a result, the demand for organs are very high. The demand for organs are very high. Donors are very few. In this case, what they do, immediately they go for a cross species. That is, why don't we take from animals? Why don't we make a research? Why don't we try to place it in our human species and see whether it is functioning or not? That is a trial that they are making. Okay, that is a trial they are making. When the donor supply is very low, the recipient's demand is more. So that is the reason they go for xenograft, xenotransplantation. So in other words, when the donors are few, and the availability of the organs are low in ratio, and the demand is high, then the people would go for xenotransplantation in order to save their lives, not to have a longer life. Now, the first xenograft heart transplant in a human was performed in the year 1964. Okay, the first xenograft heart transplant, okay, that was done in the year 1964. Imagine, science so much advanced, and they have done almost half a century before. Using a chimpanzee. I have given in a picture. Chimpanzee is not exactly monkey, but kind of animal like a large monkey. Is animal resembled with a large monkey with no tail, behind. Okay, other monkeys have got longer tail, but chimpanzee doesn't have the tail. That uses its arms, okay, to move through the trees. Very intelligent. Chimpanzee are very intelligent, and it is a African ape, African ape, with a black or brown hair. I think you could see the picture now. It is like more like a human being, and there are many good movies also, with monkeys and this kind of chimpanzee. It is usually showing the muscles just like human being. See how it is looking at you, and the structure of just like human body. You see the picture, chimpanzee, King Kong. Well, there are different types and varieties. Okay, this is mostly found in Africa. Chimpanzee. So what they have done is they have taken the heart from chimpanzee, and they put it in human being. When? In the year 1964, half a century back. Thomas Starrs carried out the first chimpanzee to human liver transplantation. Another man, another scientist, another physician, he did another transplantation of a liver, from chimpanzee in the year 1966. After 2 years of heart transplant from chimpanzee, another scientist, he did a trial, in the year 1966. That was not heart. First was heart. The second was liver. Okay. And in 1992, the same scientist called Thomas Stars, he performed a baboon. I have given a picture. Baboon, you see, their style and their picture is different from chimpanzee or a monkey, common monkey. There's a difference. I know if you could see what I have, you can search in Google. There may be different types and different styles, and they have what you call a different type of face, and their teeth is longer. Their teeth is longer, eyes also. They are known as a baboon. Okay, so this scientist in 1992, he performed a baboon to human liver transplant. Okay, another trial he made in 1992 from baboon. This baboon is a type of large monkey. You see in the picture how bigger it is. It's a large monkey found in Africa and Asia. Okay, it's also found in Africa and in Asia. Asia doesn't mean in India, but there are many countries in Asia with a long pointed face. With a long pointed face, even the nose and very sharp sometimes. Very long, and even if you see the mouth and the teeth, it's a very longer, very sharper, longer and sharper. And a pointed face like a dog with a large teeth. That is what they would describe about baboon. Okay. So this man, he made another trial with the liver from baboon to human in the year 1992. Okay, already in 64, heart was transplanted from chimpanzee to human beings, and second was in 66, a liver. Again in 92, from a baboon, a liver was transplanted to human beings. Okay. In each of these cases, the survival of the xenograft was short due to graft. I have put underline graft. Now what is graft? A piece of a healthy skin or bone cut from one part of the person's body and used to repair another damaged part, or a piece cut from one living plant. Okay, it could be an animal and attached to the another plant so that it grows there. Okay, that is a definition given to the word graft. Okay, so the result is, in each of these cases, the survival of the xenograft was short due to the graft rejection. Due to the graft rejection. Immunosuppressive drugs were not enough to prevent an immune response against the xenograft. In your human body, the so-called the immune system. The immune system was not strong enough for not accepting the things from other species, especially the animal beings. It was rejecting. It was not exactly matching, but it was not functioning well, or our immune system, it was not able to protect or able to adjust with this another species from other living being. It got rejected. In other words, the human immune system was not accepting the foreign, or so-called the strange species. Animal beings are another species of human beings. So the immune system of human being was not accepting the foreign, the strange species to be placed in human body. As a result, it rejected any organ or any tissue that was transplanted from animal to human body. Okay. Many people asked me other day also, is it possible to transplant heart? Is it transplant the brain from animal being to humans? There are stories, but not many are successful. Immediately our immune system, our human body rejects, especially the immune system. It doesn't tolerate, or it doesn't adjust with other tissue, other organ taken from the animal being. That is the result they have given after the research. So such difficulties have continued in xenotransplantation trials. Okay. The immune response to xenograft is generally more extreme than that is seen in the same species transplantation. When the transplantation is taking place within the human race, within the human space, the immune system is able to adopt. That is the new cells, the new organ, the new tissue. But in the case of xenograft, when taken from other species, our human body immune system is not able to adapt and adjust with them. Immediately it rejects. Immediately it rejects the new space, new what you call a new tissue or a new organ that arrived from different species. And in several cases, the recipient, one who receives, he happens to die within no time. Okay. So good. As I said, there are difficulties. The results are not always successful in the case of xenotransplantation. Okay. The immune response to xenograft is generally more extreme than that seen in the same species transplantation, and it is ultimately results in xenograft rejection. The human body is not able to accept the other cells from the animals, and automatically our human body and the immune system which is built default, it is not able to adjust, and therefore it rejects any other new arrival from other than human beings. So it's not able to adjust, and result is always failures. That is what the scientists and the results show. Pigs have molecules on their cell surface, including sugar and other proteins that humans do not have. Okay, that is the main reason. One of the main reasons is pigs, they have the molecules and other what you call cells on their surface. Even the sugar that we have in our body is not the same sugar that the human beings have had. There are some difference. Okay. So when pig organs are transplanted into humans, the immune system recognizes these molecules as non-self. Okay, it is not of the same self. It is coming from foreign, a strange person, strange animal, and begins to attack the pig tissue. Okay, and begins to attack the tissue of the pig that is being transplanted, leading to immediate rejection of the organ. In addition to these completely different molecules, because the pigs and humans are genetically dissimilar, the molecules that we have in your human body and the pigs, they are not one and the same. There's a difference. There's a difference. In some of their proteins that serve similar functions have slight differences that also trigger an immune response. Unfortunately, not even the immunosuppressive drugs can control the rejection driven by the tissue incompatibility between the pigs and humans. There is another system called in our body immunosuppressive that sometimes adjust, that says our immune system try to adjust what is come from other species. Even that is not able to prevent or adjust with the immune system. It says no, you cannot tolerate, you cannot adjust any new arrival from other than the human species. Okay. So there is a viral infection. There is also viral infection related issues in xenograft. Due to ethical and cost-based reasons, human beings, we are sometimes we exploit the animal kingdom. Since we have the human rights and human values and human dignity, etc., we keep quiet. But what about the animals? They also have their voice. They also have their kingdom to live. Imagine you go on killing one after another. All the monkeys, all the pigs will be over one day. All the pigs and monkeys, all the animals will be over. There won't be anything. There won't be anything left over. That is what the harm and injury that we are doing to the animal kingdom. There is we have our Human Rights Commission, Human Rights Commission, our Environmental Commission, maintain green, not to cut trees. And what about the animals? There are also animal rights, Animal Rights Commission, and laws are there. We can't simply harm, since they have no voice, we cannot misuse the animals also. That is what the results also say. So example, pigs. It is always highly risky to do grafting human versus animals. Okay, do any graft, exchange of things from animals to human is always problem. Otherwise also at any point of time if the graft gets contaminated, the consequence will be monstrous. Imagine, as I said, suppose if the animal from whom I am taking a organ, a tissue, a part of the body, I am attaching to and in the course of time there is an infection, new infection found, or a new virus found from that animal that is already in my body. So I live in a family where I have my children, my wife, my relatives. So my infection, my virus is being spread in my family. They don't know that is being spread. My family, they go for shopping, they go to the church, they go to visit the friends, etc. Now what they do, they also contaminate or they give their virus to other people, and when they meet next person, it go on spreading. So contagious, this type of virus. At the end, our human race also will be in question mark. The example I would give now, the present Ebola. I think years back we were suffering with the Ebola disease, that came from birds or a monkey. I don't know, it's from other animal beings. Also now we have corona, man-made, or we don't know. It came from the lab, they say. Also other viruses, bird flu, chicken flu, swine flu. They come from animals. Once you also get, you are affected, you also spread among our human people. There's a danger. So better to go for take organs when there are sufficient donors. Take organs, take things from human race, from human species, not to go for animals. Of course, it's a low cost, but then we don't know the result. We don't know the exact result. The best choice is close affinity or a compatibility that we see among twins. Our siblings may be at much less risk. Instead of going xenograft, xenotransplantation, let us go within our family, within our twin circle. We are both are twins. Let us exchange if needed, or go look for some friends, some donors, register a name in different a bank, organ bank donation, so that sure you will get in the course of time. There are also successful stories. There are also successful stories on transplantation with regard to xenotransplantation, xenograft, but doesn't last for years. Okay, there could be successful stories. The patient, one who received, the recipient would be will be narrating, but we don't know how many years he is going to live. We don't know what type of virus he is going to have in his body in the course of time. We don't know what infection or what side effect he will be having in the course of time. Okay, the study proved that the recipients had some sort of difficulty when they received from animals. Okay, proved that they had some sort of difficulty in their health conditions due to xenograft transplantation. Okay, some patients had some new infections found in their bodies. As a result, they fell into serious illness. And admitted in the hospital. They may have to again remove what they fixed in their organ, and they have to undergo another serious examination and take medicine to get back to their life. Maybe as the science and technology develop and grow these days, the trial and the practice of xenotransplantation, xenograft, would become easy, maybe less complicated in the future. We are only desiring, only wishing the xenotransplantation will be successful maybe in the near future. But right now we are having problems and issues. It is not 100% successful. Okay, this is what with regard to different types of the transplantation and mainly the xenotransplantation. Hope you understood. When I give the material, the text, that will make you more clear and with more examples. Okay, good. Now let us move to next topic: Christianity and organ donation. Okay, Christianity and organ donation. Organ donation is a miracle in the modern medicine. Okay, organ donation is a miracle in the modern medicine. We have medicine technology, but there is no donor. What do you do? Still, the science and technology, they have to wait. They can make artificial, but may not be equal to the living thing. Okay, it's a really miracle. That's what the church says. Offering seriously ill patients have the chance to get back another life. Another life, or a new life, or new health. It also offers donors an opportunity to make a sacrificial self-gift. Donors are always there out of their generosity, out of their free will. They are donating. It is an act of selfless service and self-gift that they are giving to the other. In an address to the International Congress on Transplants in the year 2000, Pope John Paul II emphasized what he had said in a similar address in the year 1991. He says that, he says the following: the decision to offer without reward a part of one's own body for the health and well-being of another person is a genuine act of love. I'm giving something not because I will get back something in return. No, I'm giving something, my organ, my things without expecting nothing in return. That is a genuine act of love. That is what John Paul II would say. Because the human is a substantial union of body and soul, and donors give something of themselves. Donors give something of themselves, not mere organs and tissues. No, human body is consist of both body and soul. That is what our Catholic understanding. When we are combined with the body and soul, when I give my things, it's not just tissues and organ, but then my own self. My own self I give to someone so that other may live. The Church generally affirms the morality of organ donation, but there are principles we must keep in mind. There are two principles that we must keep in mind. The ethics of organ donation depends on two criteria. Okay, the Church says there must be two criteria while a donation: whether the patient or the family gives free and informed consent. Again, the question of free and informed consent from the person, one who gives, the donor, and the family members. Okay, to organ procurement. The second is whether the patient is in fact deceased when the vital organs are removed. That is the willing donation by the living of non-vital organs such as one kidney, a lung, or a portion of liver, pancreas, intestine is always permissible. Okay, first thing is free will and consent of the donor, or in the case of minor, it is up to the guardian or the parents, family. They give their consent. And the second is whether the patient is in fact deceased. Without the patient's death, we can't remove. Okay, sometimes we I said in the medical field it takes place. We make sure the person dies. Sometimes doesn't have to die. He could live few more days or few more months, but the medicine, we give some extra medicine and unwanted things so that he might die, so that I can take the organs, procure the organs immediately because of my selfish motive, because of my ego. I need to transplant to somebody's body tomorrow, and there is a patient, but he doesn't die today or tomorrow. He could live another 1 week, he could live another 1 month, but then because of my selfishness, I give sometimes wrong medicine, or I give excess, then the patient have to die. Not natural, because it's unnatural, by force. By force. He dies and then you remove. This is not permissible in the Catholic Church. You have to wait for the person's natural death. It could be a brain death, or it could be other natural death. Then you go for a removal of the organs from the deceased person, but not while he is alive. So the desire to offer one's organs after death to someone is diagnosed with organ failure is noble and should be always honored. This act should be always honored and respected. But we have to note here one thing. What we have to notice, other day someone asked me, Father, what you call it? After removal of the organ, a heart, a lung, how many hours it could be outside the human body? How many hours it could be in the box? The science says, everything in this process is time critical down to the minute. For example, hearts and lungs can survive outside the body for only 4 to 6 hours. Okay, heart and lung could survive outside the body 4 to 6 hours. But just be kept according to what you call with the proper, with the proper box and what you cannot expose to the sunlight. No, it should be also under the medication. That also should be under medication with the what you call with the proper guidance of the doctors. Okay, and livers up to 12 hours after removal. Livers could be up to 12 hours. It can be outside the human body before replacing into another person's. And the kidneys up to 36 hours. Kidneys up to, this is what the science has proved. They made a trial and they have proved it can be outside up to what you call 36 hours. Also, intestine and pancreas, they could remain 16 to 18 hours. Okay, this is the opinion given by the Department of Medical. Okay. It is not hard to see the ethical conflict between certainty of death and desire to harvest transplantable organs. Now, the Church says Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. No? They are the part of the 10 commandments that Jesus gave to his people. No? Love, compassion, helping others, and sacrifice are the themes that are integral to the Christian faith. That is what we are. No? We are learning from in our church, from the gospel. No? Love, compassion, helping another, helping neighbor is the gospel values that we learn, that we are practicing today, we as Christians. Jesus demonstrated all of these throughout his life, and he proved his selfless love up to the cross. His selfless love, giving up himself when on the cross. Therefore, a decision to donate organs is seen as a positive thing. It is not negative. The church donating my organs is not a negative connotation. It is always appreciated and encouraged, provided it should be done out of free will, free consent, and as a selfless gift and a genuine act. Not to do any business, not to put myself in the commercial, but should be done in the view of helping my neighbor, other person who is fighting for his life. Heal the sick. Freely you have received, you also give freely. Matthew 10:8. Give and it will be given to you. Good measure that you get, the good measure. Good measure you give, the good measure you will get. Catholics view organ donation as an act of charity. Once again, it is an act of charity, not business. Charity, vertical donation is not a business, but rather is act of charity and love for your neighbor, love for your friends, love for others. Transplants are ethical and morally acceptable to the Vatican. For example, Vatican says every organ transplant has its source in decision of great ethical value. The decision to offer without rewards a part of one's own body for the health and well-being of another person who is in need of my organs. Here precisely lies the nobility of a gesture which is a genuine act of love. There is a need to instill in people's heart a genuine and deep love that can find expression in the decision to become an organ donor. This was addressed by John Paul II to the participants who came to Vatican in 20th June 1991. They're all what you call some were doctors, some were scientists, some were also donors who donated their organs, some were also recipients who received organs from different people. Okay.